Hello once again. This is Monica. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I trust you're all doing well, keeping well. I am doing very well. I feel energetic today. Like every other day, I'm energetic and really happy. The sun is shining. It's a bright day. This is a bright new day. But I'm talking about Kenya, Africa, specifically Kenya. It's a very dry day, hot, sunny. For some people, they're in other regions, they're experiencing their winter. But this is all because of God's creation, and we are happy and trust in Him. In my last episode, I left it at the point whereby today we are actually going to discuss about my symptoms of an illness I did not know about. Today we are discussing about what I was feeling prior to my diagnosis. So in my last episode, I left it at a point whereby I was leaning on a wall near my neighbor's shop. And I was beckoning at him to come and assist me because I could not even get words out of my mouth. However, by the time I came to, the next thing I realized, I was on the ground and my neighbor was propping me up into a sitting position and calling out to women to come out and help me. Hilariously, they actually thought because I was in extreme pain, some of them were convinced I was going through labor. But it was not labor. I felt like something was not right with me. However much they insisted that they could carry me and put me into a car to take me to hospital, I declined. And I told them, if you bring me a medic to handle the way you're going to put me into the car, then I'm going to leave this place. Otherwise, get me an ambulance. So I called a medic friend of mine who came to my assistance, and she told me she was going to give me a very strong pain reliever. Only later on I learned that she told me because she didn't know what she was dealing with. Yes, she could see I was in pain, but she was not sure of what she was dealing with. So she had given me a muscle relaxer, of which I appreciated. So from there, I was taken to the nearest hospital. And at that hospital, when I was being removed again from the car, it was a small saloon car, onto the stretcher, the pain was so extreme. I even just had words they just escaped from my mouth. Words that I had not uttered in the last 14 years. The words were, "Oh, mama," in my vernacular language. The last time I uttered those words, I was 14 years old, going through an African mother's disciplinary school. If you went through that disciplinary school, you know what I'm talking about. So I uttered those words again when I was in extreme pain. "Oh, mama." I was wheeled to the X-ray room. And when the X-ray results came out, the doctor, she was a consultant. Fortunately, she happened to be at that hospital because she was consulting for that hospital. I think she knew and suspected what had happened to me after taking my history. So she told me, "You know what, in our hospital, we don't have the facilities to deal with the kind of fracture that you have. Can I give you a referral?" I said, "Yes, I will appreciate a referral if you cannot deal with my fracture." So she gave me for private hospitals and government hospitals. I opted for Kenya's largest hospital, Kenyatta Hospital. So she gave me a referral, and I was taken there. My neighbor took me there, and later on my daughter joined me at the hospital. My leg was immobilized. The fractured leg was immobilized because it was actually a fractured femur. I fractured my left femur, so it was immobilized. And unfortunately, on that day again, When they were ready to wheel me to my ward, there was a power outage in the whole country. So for 2 nights, I spent 2 nights in the casualty ward on the ground floor because there was no way of getting me up to the 6th floor. The power backup that they had could only operate the lift up to the 5th floor, and my ward was on the 6th floor. So my neighbor and my daughter spent the 2 days with me in the casualty ward. When the power supply was restored, I was taken to a general ward. God has been kind to me because I had never been hospitalized. I was only hospitalized 2 times during childbirth. That's all. So while I opted for the general ward, I didn't know what to expect. Being the largest hospital in Kenya, it has so many patients. So there's no space even between the beds. And my next, the lady who was in a bed next to me was so close to me. And every time I was brought fruits, she would always admire my fruits. And the fruits, of course, when they were brought to me, they were already fruits that have been cleaned. So I was not aware of what was going on. I would come pick my fruits and eat my fruits because I would assume they have been cleaned. Until I started getting diarrhea. I did not have diarrhea before, but now I would get diarrhea. I would be treated, and every 2 days I would get diarrhea again. Every 2 days, until even the doctors were alarmed. My family members were alarmed. So they even proposed that I be moved from that hospital to another hospital. But the doctors there said, no, just ask to be moved to a different ward, which we requested, and I was moved to a ward that now at least had more space. And sure enough, those episodes of diarrhea stopped. But by this time, I was quite ill, very emaciated, looking gray. I could hardly hold up my head. I was just there. Very anemic. Every time I would get blood transfusion. And one day I was told, now we are going to bring some doctors. They are going to drill through your bone marrow so that we can diagnose what is the cause of this fracture. And I said, okay, that's fine. So they came, drilled into my bone marrow. Not a very pleasant feeling. For those who have gone through that, it's not pleasant. But as I said, you have to be strong. No matter the circumstances, be strong, be strong. So when the diagnosis came, I don't know if that is the protocol or what. I didn't understand. A hospital staff member just came one evening and told me, Monica, you have cancer. Monica, you have multiple myeloma. And I was just looking at her with no expression at all. Already I was very sick. I was so weak. And especially from the diarrhea, I had lost everything. And I don't know, she asked me, Monica, do you understand what I said? I said, yes. You said I have cancer. You said I have multiple myeloma. And she asked me again, do you understand what that is? I told her, I don't really understand in details, but during that period when there were a lot of cancer cases in Kenya, I would go through Google and I would, just cancer. What is cancer? How many types of cancers are there? And everything. So at least I had an idea of what cancer is. So she just didn't believe it, how calm I was. But I remained calm. I don't know how my family members took it. When the news was broken to them, to date we have never shared. It's very emotional. We've never shared, and we don't talk about it. We don't talk about what happened there or how they took it when they got my diagnosis. My mother is 94 years to date. She just knows Monica has suffered fractures. One fracture heals and she gets another one, but she doesn't really know the cause. I told her I just developed weak bones, and that's it. So after my diagnosis, I continued the treatment for the surgery for my leg, my broken femur, which was treated. So this is where I insist: resilience and a very strong faith in Almighty God, your Creator, no matter your religion, no matter, yeah, which sect, but faith is very important. And positive thinking. This is what got me through this journey. Positive thinking and faith. No matter what comes, no matter what faces you. Faith and also support. I got support from my family. I got support from my friends. I got support from my colleagues. I got support from religious, all a cross section of religious sect. The Adventists, Catholics, ACK, Muslims, and all other religion. As long as you're my friend and you prayed for me, you know which religious sect you come from, and you all prayed for me, and this played a major role and continues to play a major role during my healing process, my healing, and my continued walk of my healing journey, so that I may be able to share this story and motivate other people who are walking through this journey through my story. Now, my friends, please subscribe to my channel. I notice you're watching me. Kindly subscribe so that you may also support me. This is another way of supporting me, by subscribing to my channel, share, and also comment. You can also comment on your experiences. It could be your personal experience or a relative's experience. Share with me on the comment section. Bye for now, until next time.